Why, hello, welcome back to In the Studio. Today I want to show you how you can make a vintage style drum break or drum fill. So the first thing I'm going to grab is FPC here, and under the MIDI loop folder I'm going to hit that and head to the break beats here, and I'll just open one up. And I don't have a track going here, but I mean, at this point, I would just take a minute and go through some of these MIDI presets and find one that's kind of grooving and jiving with your track, and then you can further, manipulate it from there. So let's have a little playthrough of some of these, see if we could find one that's interesting. Let's use this one. I like the little rolls in this one here. So we'll use this for our example. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do, I'm actually going to turn these little guys off. We'll get to that in a second. And I'm going to pick a different drum kit, something that's, I think is going to fit the vintage vibe a little bit better. So I'm going to replace this with Contact. And I'm just going to use the Studio Drummer here. Yeah. And let's hear that. Yeah. That's a little bit more what I'm after for this. And I'm going to maybe go to the funk mixer. And we'll just leave it just like that. So then at this point you can go into the MIDI here and really, make some edits to fit your track. I'm not going to go in crazy detail here, but maybe so on these kick drums, it looks like they're all a little bit all over the place. So maybe I'd go through and make the kick drums all the same velocity, for instance. And you could add some hits in here, move things around, yeah, and just kind of use this as some sort of general starting point to fit in your track. Okay, so let's move on and do a little processing on this to get more of that vintage kind of vibe. So the first thing I'm going to do here is, I'm just going to mute this one, is add some compression here. So I'm going to go for the 1176. I'm going to go for a fast release here, and I'll leave the attack on medium, and I'm going to turn this ratio up to 8. And we're going to give this quite a bit of compression here. gives it some color and some smack. Next thing I'm going to add is a tape saturation. So on this, I'm going to turn this hum and this hiss noise all the way up. So I want this to kind of feel dirty and kind of dusty. And I'm also going to turn the inches per second to 7.5 and get more of that tape compression fill. So I'm just going to dial in the input and output here. That's probably in the ballpark. Just match the level. Cool, so we got a little hum and hiss from the tape saturation and that nice, warm tape vibe. Next thing I'm going to add is this plugin here, which is the NLS channel from Waves. And it's just a vintage modeled. They modeled like different channels on analog consoles, and there's 3 different consoles to choose from. I'm going to keep it on the Nevo and just add a little touch of drive here, which will just give it a little extra character and drive the signal a little bit. Cool. So the next thing that I could maybe do here to make this more vintage is introduce a little bit more noise. We do have the hiss and the hum from the Studer A800, but I'm going to add a little bit more. So I have this vinyl crackle here, and you can hear it there. It's just a little crackle loop that I've made in the previous project. And then I have another one here, which is a little vinyl crackle with some noise on it. So I think I'm going to combine these two and just take this little piece off here and just use the end of this one. Yeah. Cool. And so what I want to do with this is I'm going to put a peak controller on our drum break here. So I'll throw that on here. And then on the noise crackle channel, which is on 31, I'm going to add just a basic volume plugin. And we're just going to move the volume of the noise a little bit with the drums to kind of make it fit, seem like it's part of the sound and not just noise layered underneath it. So I'm going to right click here and link to controller. We're going to link to the peak, and then we're going to set our bass somewhere to play the drums here. Pull these back up. Alright, that's way too much. I'm going to pan this over to the left a little bit. Just move that. And there's just the noise doing its thing, but that'll help just add to that kind of dusty analog feel. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's an easy way to go about making your own custom drum break or little drum fill for, you know, a little section in your track. There's some nice starting points within FPC, and then you could swap it out for another drum kit or use one of the kits in FPC or just make your own kit. So I thought I would share this with you. Hopefully you found it useful. Leave me a comment or question, and I'll catch you all soon. Cheers.